Why don't you see them? Someone feels like you're completely ignoring them. Like you look at them and don't even see them. Open your eyes. Alone but not lonely. Big change. Intuitive. If this is for you, your intuition's telling you who it's about. They've had a big change. They've had a massive life change, possibly divorce or breakup. Or something else. It could be friendship. But it's like they have an opening in their life. And they're trying to get you to fill that void. Or considering you for that. And they feel like their advances just go over your head. They feel like they're putting it out there and you're just like not picking it up. Oblivious. But you were very intuitive and your intuition has told you, I'm just here to confirm what you might already be thinking. Because they don't know if you're like deliberately avoiding these conversations or getting away from them, or if they're just not sending out strong enough of a signal. But I'm also getting this person is putting off kind of a desperate vibe. Alone but not lonely. That's what they hope you are. But from them, I'm getting they're more lonely than alone. They feel like they keep missing opportunities with you. They always have. Like, maybe you've known each other for a long time, but you're usually not single at the same time. Or if not, like I said, not singleness, something like in between friendships or something, because that can happen too. Possibly new in town. For some of you, I'm just getting also, this is someone who you've had some really interesting coincidences with. Of course, nothing's really a coincidence, but like just like occasionally see them in weird places. Like you go out of town and don't expect them to be there, and there they are. And to them, this has signaled some kind of meant to be in some way. Okay, look, you will only be alone if you want to be came out. Emotional vampire. Yeah, that's what I'm getting this whole time, is this person is a bit of an emotional vampire. You need to know that. And your intuition may be telling you that. They're putting out a frequency, though, a vibe of really wanting to fill that void. Please know that. Please know that. And also know that their last relationship ended because of this emotional vampire thing. And they may have excuses for why it ended. They may just sort of gloss over it, or something to look out for is that thing where a person says, oh, their ex is crazy. You gotta take that with a grain of salt. If all of their exes are crazy, then who's the common denominator there? They really need to work on themselves. They don't realize how much they wear people out. They also have a lot of people in their life who just get away from them without saying anything. Emotionally draining they can be. And I know we've all known these people. You start out trying to help, trying to be nice, whatever, not realizing how draining it's going to be. And it's just like slowly over time, people wear you down. And to the point where you're like, I can't accept any more anything with you, because to the point where, like, even as a friend, you just have to say, I'm sorry, I'm out, or just stop talking to them because they won't take no for an answer. Like, it's really sad. But I really think most of us have known these people where you can't even explain. Like, you try to rationalize with them, try to put some distance between you. This person just really wants codependency, and it has ruined a lot of their relationships and friendships. They need to learn how to be on their own, alone with their own energy. Mind games, emotional interactions involve control and manipulation. That's about trying to get people into the codependent relationship or friendship. It could also be neurodivergence or mental health issues or something. But, you know, a lot of people have changed. I've been getting this a lot, and I talk about it a lot here, that our brains have changed, and I don't think the psychology textbooks can keep up with the changes that have happened because of social media. And anyway, even if you're not putting out content, the fact that we're mostly consuming it, doom scrolling, that's really rewired our brains. Did you know it can shrink your hippocampus? Short-term attention span, yeah. You can also look up neuroplasticity. Yes, you can absolutely rewire your brain with thoughts, with thinking. It's been proven. So people's brains can change over time, and this is so common right now. I feel like it's common even for all of us, me included, all of us. It's just something to be aware of. But no, this person, wow, okay. Friendship test. Your friendship is being tested for loyalty. They do that. This person wants to see how far they can push people, but they don't see it that way. They just don't realize how much they put on people. Like, always have to have someone to talk to about every little problem. Every little problem. I mean, this is someone who, when they get into a relationship, you better be on all the time. Like, you better always text back immediately. You better always answer the phone. You better always be home if they decide to come by. If not, they're just going to lose it. It's the end of the world. They're going to make you suffer for it. Path unknown. The path ahead in the relationship is uncertain, yet hopeful. That's what they're thinking. That's what they're thinking. They're hoping it's hopeful. They're hopeful about it. Some of you may not be able to get away from the person. Like you may have to work with them or be a neighbor or something. The warning here is don't get too close. Don't let this person overrun your boundaries. Because they're going to keep taking. They're going to keep trying to override. I know some of you know exactly what I mean. Testing your boundaries to see what else they can do. They're not conscious of it. People who do that kind of stuff aren't really conscious of it. This person requires a lot more attention than they give, or a lot more support than they give, I should say. They want a lot. They expect a lot out of the person they're with. Just be nice. Like, let's say it's a neighbor, because you obviously don't want to be mean to a neighbor. Okay, that's not very smart to do. I just got reminded of a video I saw where a neighbor kept parking in someone else's yard. Like, their guests would come over and park in their yard, and no, you can't do that to people. It's that kind of thing where if you let them take an inch, they're going to take 15 miles. But if they've asked you for stuff, look, just pay attention. Your spirit's already told you, because I know a lot of us, we want to people please, we want to be nice. Sure, you can do that, but be careful what you say yes to. You know, your spirit's already telling you. If this is for you, it has already told you. Because it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be. Like I said, there's a void. I really hope it's not the neighbor thing. It's hard to get away from a neighbor. But, no. Whatever's going on here, you are protected. You are protected. You're going to be fine. It's just about using your intuition and just being like, no. Or just being humorous. You know, you can say anything you want to somebody. It's on how you say it. Okay, this person, another thing about them is they can be very loving. Look, they've got a lot of good qualities. That's why it's so easy for them to just get in these relationships, friendships with people, even jobs. Because they're good at a lot of things. They have a lot of good qualities. But they like to jump in fast. Now that I think about it, I feel like a lot of times, keeping secrets. This comes out as I was just thinking this. A lot of times it's easier to break up with a romantic interest than it is a friend, because it's just different. It's a different dynamic. And when you break up romantically, it's like, I don't know, there's an unspoken understanding. It's sort of, whether it's mutual or not, there's an unspoken understanding that this is, we're broken up. Of course, you can still have weird boundary issues. And anyway, the point is, friendships can be really, really a pain because the boundaries are different. Because how do you say we're breaking up when, we were just friends anyway, or you're platonic, like you're both straight and same gender or something, So sometimes it's not even that. So it can be difficult. Guard secrets or be asked to keep one. That's the thing to look for. They may be testing you by seeing what secret you can keep, like confiding something in you, or you may have told them something and not realized, or I'm just getting this person is very easy to talk to, very easy to get other people to kind of slip and overshare. Could be a very bubbly person, very funny, warm. Listen to your gut, listen to your intuition. Gossip spread, bad influence. It's complicated. Wow. Person might also gossip a lot, or there's a lot of gossip going around about them. They want to explain this, or, I'm also getting part of the reason so much gossip's going around about them is because they gossip so much, because they've always got to be in other people's business. That's another thing to look for, a red flag in this person. If they're already telling you everything about someone, they're already oversharing, trying to see what secrets you keep, testing you right away. Yeah, this person sort of attaches to one person at a time, and they really need help. They need some healing, but it's not obvious. Of course, we all could heal, we all could. We've all got problems no matter what. If you've worked in corporate America, I'm sure, well, I shouldn't say I'm sure, but a lot of us have seen this. Some of the people who get into the C level, CEO, CFO, CTO, all this stuff, CIO, CMO, at least in the United States. Outside the United States, you might have different acronyms or different names for the heads of companies, but people at that level, a lot of times, sociopath. At least it seems that way. Not everybody. But a lot of times to get to that point, to get to that high up in a company, and especially, I've seen this so many times, people who, like a company will pay to relocate a person. When they do that, and of course I used to see all this stuff because I was in finance, so I knew how much the company was paying for everything. A lot of people don't realize that, but I see that as a red flag now. Because some of the people that I've seen, honestly, anyone I've seen get relocated like that turned out to really be a piece of work, okay? I saw it right away in my career. I worked someplace where this guy was making a good amount of money, and he wasn't good at his job there. Like, he had no idea what he was doing. So they hired me, and I ended up leaving. It was a very high stress, high pressure job. I was getting paid like a third of the amount he was. He wasn't doing anything. I mean, he really wasn't doing anything, but he had cost them clients. It's a long story. When I came along, that's when my boss decided, okay, I'm going to go ahead and fire this guy because he had me to do so much work, which was weird because the guy wasn't really doing anything anyway. But the guy was terrible, but he had references out there, people he knew, and he called and got another job, and he and his family relocated like 2.5 hours away because he was at a certain salary level. And he told me that. He's like, yeah, well, once you get to a certain salary, you can't go back from that. He's like, I've got debt, I've got all this stuff I need. He had a kid and a wife. He went on to another job that was way over his skill level. That happens a lot. It's that kind of thing, because then the person comes in that looks like they have these great credentials, and that's the whole thing about corporate. And it's, even if this isn't about corporate, even if it's about friendship, it's the sort of the same principles. You see, the place I work, the guy didn't give him a bad reference. It's when they force you to resign. Okay, I saw that so much, where you get a company-wide email, so-and-so, like a high top-level employee, sends out this email, well, I've chosen to resign. They do that so they can still have a good reference. I mean, the company, a lot of times when they're doing the forced resignation thing, that company will still give them a good reference, even if they were terrible. It's like these people take care of each other. So they go to another job, especially in a brand new town or a state or even a country where they don't know anyone. All the people have is their resume. And the person looks great on paper, but they're there for a minute, and it's like, whoa. That kind of thing. They just kind of slip in under the radar. And as far as a friendship context or neighbor or anything, like I said, someone who can come up with you with great credentials, on the surface, they've got it going on, they've got a good job, they've got this, they got that, they're a member of this organization, that organization. And a lot of people don't really know how they are until they really get close to them. That's how a lot of us kind of let our guard down with people. And we learn not to do it as time goes on, I think. Anyway, just something to be aware of. Okay, new perspective. Someone helps you see things from a new perspective. I just got that to me. Maybe I help you see this from a new perspective. Also that tells me you might be someone who is also putting out a frequency like, hey, I am lonely, or not even lonely, just, maybe you do want some company or just to make new friends or something. You're going to find someone. Just take it slow, even friendship-wise. The right people will come along, or you will be comfortable by yourself. You won't crave that anymore. But don't jump in. That's the key message here to anyone listening. If you're going through something right now, friendship, job, romantic, don't jump in. Take things very slow. Love triangle, a hidden entanglement is present. Hidden emotional entanglement. That's telling me a whole lot of stuff. Like, in a relationship, this person might accuse you of having a love triangle. Always looking for stuff. Like, they are so on guard about that, even friendship-wise, that it may completely irritate you. Always looking for what's not there. People will treat you the way they assume you're treating them, and a lot of times that can mean someone's cheating or whatever, or they got different people on the side. Like I said, it just could be friendship, like people they don't want you to know about, secret friendships or whatever. But I'm not really getting that for this person. This person, I feel like it's more of a neurodivergent or personality disorder or something. That's why people a lot of times don't realize it until they get to know them because of the masking. We all mask. Look, masking is a very common thing in neurodivergence. But when this person's mask drops, and it doesn't drop for most people because they're very high masking. Like I said, it's not about being deceptive or anything. It's just having to survive in this world, especially if it is someone in corporate. They've had to develop a good personality to an extent, okay? Like I said, you get to know some of these people and you're like, wow. What kind of strings did you pull to get this huge relocation so far away for your whole family and step into a job where you don't know anyone? Really it should be promoted from within, but some companies do that, some don't. When it comes to that top level, a lot of times they just bring in someone brand new who often doesn't know anything about the company, might know the industry, should know the industry. Anyway, just be aware. Be aware. Someone wants you to see them. They feel like you're not paying attention. They're trying to put something out there. Don't let them take advantage of you. Don't let them walk all over you. Pay attention from the very beginning. Pay attention and be willing to say no and have boundaries from the beginning, okay? You are brave. Good things are happening to you. You have no fear. You move forward bravely, like even with this, no worries, no fear. You're fine. Don't go around talking and walking in fear, okay? You are brave. You can handle anything that comes at you. You don't need to be desperate for anyone, okay? You're brave. It is spoken, it is written, and so it is. Amen.